I had struggled with masturbation for so many years of my life. It was ruining my life because I did not have any control over it and I could not stop. But I cannot talk about how I struggle with it without going back to the origin, how it all started, what led to it. So it all started when I was going down the path of my occult journey, my spirituality journey and my occult journey, and I got involved in what we know as sex magic, which most of you might not know about, which has to do with harnessing energies, being able to cast spells and do whatever you want to do, manifest whatever you manifest with orgasms, which most people don't know. So I had dabbled into it for so many years and I kept on doing the practice. And then after then, I got more involved when I got involved with another cult that I had to do sex magic, but this time it was a bit kind of different because we're required to reach an orgasm for them to be able to use what our bodily fluids to be able to get the results that they wanted to get. So from that time henceforth, everything just went south. It all went downhill and I found myself struggling with it. And it made me feel really, really bad. I felt guilty whenever I would do this to myself. I would feel really guilty. I would feel, I felt powerless, not being able to have the power to say no. The urges just kept on growing and growing. I felt really, really bad. I felt addicted to it. It was more or less like an addiction. I had spiraled from masturbation into porn. I had this really huge porn stash, with a lot of things going on. It made me feel really, really terrible about myself. I would, when the whole urge would build up and I would feel like performing it. And after performing it and everything, I would feel empty. I would feel, stuck. But then I struggled with it for so long because I went for therapy several times. It wasn't working. I tried to bring into self-discipline, trying to see how I could, cut off from it. Sometimes I would go days without it, but somehow the body would just remind me that I had to do it because I'd been doing it for so long that the body had this sort of reminder. So sometimes I'll be sleeping and I would feel the urge and then I would just have to burn it. So it became more or less of a struggle. I struggled with it. It was something that made me feel ashamed. It was something that made me feel so guilty. It felt like I was, you know, doing something in secret that I would not be comfortable doing it outside. And it became so bad that I had an encounter where I had to do it in public to be able to relieve myself.